What is going on, Undisputed fans out there? And we have finally got an update that brings value to the game. It is the Big Daddy update, and it brings 3 exciting new fighters, 2 new venues, a new diagonal dodge system, and honestly, a lot more value. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. First is the new fighters. They've added Carl Frampton to the bantamweight and featherweight divisions. They have finally added Riddick Bowe, Big Daddy himself, to the game. I personally would have liked to see somebody added that would be able to challenge Tyson Fury in the heavyweight division, but let's not cry over spilled milk. Zukan has been added to the featherweight division and the lightweight division. The venues that they added were the C7 Hangar, and they also added the Falker Bay. It's a venue set in an open square of an old cobble Mediterranean town on a beautiful sunset. Now let's get into the important stuff. Gameplay changes. They implemented a new movement mechanic to help players close the gap and make inside fighting more viable option. Fighters can now dodge diagonally forward, right, and forward left, which they hope will make a big impact and improve fighting on the front foot for fighters like Frazier, Porter, and Marciano. And we'll see how this works. I've tried it a little bit. Honestly, I can say it has improved a little bit. You can activate the diagonal dodge by holding the front right bumper and then flicking your stick to the left or up or down. They've also enabled, finally, stance switching in online fights, which means now that fighters like Usyk can now switch from southpaw to orthodox in online fights. Switching stances is easily done just by pressing the right arrow on your controller. They improved the stance switching animation for you who were doing this in your offline fights. It looked a little bit janky. It looks a lot smoother now. They adjusted how all boxers enter Wii blocking to be smoother, which is also a nice addition. They expanded the trait system to include 3 separate levels for each trait, increasing a fighter's abilities at each level. You'll start to see additional fighter trait level adjustments in future updates that they have coming out. Stamina. The maximum stamina drain base punches increased by just a little bit, 10%. Stamina can no longer drop below 30%. Strange, but let's get to the other one, which is damage. Swelling resistance curve has been adjusted to allow for more damage to take place. Cut resistance curve has been adjusted to allow for cuts to appear more frequently. They increased the damage done at lower stamina values to make fights more engaging. They increased the swelling chance by 10%. Damage cap, the maximum damage in a single punch it's now been significantly increased, meaning that the punches combined with a range of damage multipliers. For example, they have here the punch power, the landing in the critical zones that they have set up, and landing a counter punch. Thank goodness now these things can do more damage than what they previously did. The minimum damage each punch can do has been increased, so it's now 10% below the base level. Power punch damage increased for hooks, boo, and uppercuts. They also have the general changes. This is a big one, and I'll show it right here. I love that they finally added replays. It's not in online fights. That's no biggie for me. In the single player mode, now you get to see, some replays. The rest of the updates, I'll kind of just post them along with the rest of this video so that you can see them. I'll just mention this one here. The AI changes. They said the AI on Undisputed difficulty should now feel more aggressive across all fight styles. I highly recommend, if you're going to be playing in single player mode, that you do play on the Undisputed difficulty level. Still, with casual level, you don't get the fighters don't attack in the early rounds, and it's kind of like they're assessing you. They still do the same thing in the Undisputed difficulty level, but they feel more like real boxers. and they added a plethora of fighter changes. Like I said, maybe I'll just scroll it across the screen here, and like I said, I'll link to it, or I'll just have them as we go along in the video. I have been one who has been very critical about them releasing stuff for career mode in my previous videos, and I'm going to stand on that. But this Big Daddy update is a move in the correct direction. I like the instant replays. I like the little tweaks that they've added. There's still some buggy stuff that happens here and there. Like I'll show you right here in my fight, I was using Big Daddy himself, and Tommy Morrison, as you can see, knocked me out with his shoulder. But that's to be expected. You know what I mean? We're in early access, and I just hope that the game gets better. I think we all needed an update like this to show that they are moving in the correct direction. It might not be happening as fast as we want it to, but it's progress. It is progress, and it's improvement to the game, and I'll be the first person to tip my hat when I see that improvement. So hats off to you, Steel City. Hats off to Undisputed. I still won't be playing that much, but I will hop in there every now and then. But until next time, this has been Smokin' Jay, and I will see you either on the field or in the ring.